I so we will wait for a few more minutes. Does anybody have any doubts from last session? Okay, we will wait for 1 or 2 more minutes, then we will start. So you guys are getting the YouTube videos and also the PPTs, right? The links have been shared with you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I have seen quite a good response from all of you. So my last two videos have like gained around 625 and second one around 300 or 400 views. So that means not. So here I think the people that have came was around 100 and second time was around 71. So I think it's a good number. So people are really visiting the videos. So thanks. Okay, so I think now we can start. So hi everyone. My name is Jamrin Kumar. I am from IIT Kanpur. So every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. I conduct this uh, session where we practice some problems and try to find out their answers. And so what we do here is that we solve some similar problems that are related to your assignments for that week. So and these videos are also uploaded on YouTube and those links have been shared with you. So please, those who cannot join this meeting or have some problem due to their bandwidth or due to their network, they can visit these videos later on the YouTube channel. So I will share my YouTube link and uh, my Drive link to access the videos and the PPTs. Okay, so let's start. I think we have a good number of people. Before starting, someone has raised his hand. Badrinath. So you want to ask something? Uh, Badrinath, can you hear me? Okay, so he's not responding. So let's move on to our slide. So here we will start learning about list and we will move on to the application of list. Then we will see some libraries related to relate that are random library in Python. Then I will show you guys how to define a function, and then we will see how we can use them, use the list and functions and loops to do our daily work, like to solve a real problem. So okay, so in last class, I have shown you, I have told you guys to, I have told you guys how to define a variable, right? So if you have been there in the last session, so I told like you can write some name like here you can see like student score student one and underscore score is equal to 90. So student one score is a variable that has value 90. Similarly, there is another student with student score is equal to 85. And then there is another student third score is 92. So that means if let's say we have a class of students and in that class every student have got some marks for some examination and we want to store that information. So let's say we have if we have only two students, two or three students, we can write this like this. Student one, we can define variables for different students, and we can write the corresponding numbers. But if let's say if you are large number of class, okay, large number of class means let's say the class strength is around 100 student, then writing this like student 1 score is equal to 92, student 2 score is equal to 85, student 3 score is equal to 92 will be very difficult and very tedious to
Hello?
do. Uh, Himalan, hello. Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, so as I was saying, like writing this will be very difficult, right? So can we avoid this somehow? So the answer is yes, we can avoid this by using something called list. And in list, we can declare a list like this. So syntax is like this: student underscore scores is equal to big bracket. Inside that, all the numbers like 90, 85, and 92 separated by a separated by a colon. Okay. So this is for time being, this is list and it has stored the values 90, 85, and 92. Okay. So we now know that there is something called list in Python and which can store some values that are separated by a colon. Okay. So now question arises, what is list? Okay. So list are crucial data structures, offers mutability for efficient storage and manipulations of collection. Their dynamic nature and versatility makes them powerful tools for organizing and working with diverse data types. What does it mean? So mutability means like you can edit the list. Means as I have shown, like there were some numbers in the list 90, 20, 92, 85, something like that, right? So you can also add some other number in it. So that means mutable. It you can manipulate it, means you can divide the number, whatever the number is there in the list, you can divide it by two or three. You can multiply it. You can add some number. And what does it mean by dynamic in nature? So let's say you defined a list where there are only five elements. But later on, when you are working with that list, you can also add a sixth element in that list. So those who are, I think, from C or C++ programming, they know that while defining the list, they have to exactly tell what is the strength of that list. But in Python, there is no need to do that. In Python, the list is dynamic. That means you can add as much number as you want without telling the Python like what will be the strength in future of that list. So I will show all these things later on, and it's very versatile because it can store uh, integer, it can store float value, it can store string value, and also it can store integer, float, string value, boolean value, everything at the same time. So it's a very versatile uh, thing in Python. Okay, so we have one raised hand. Nandha Kumar, KS. Do you have any question?
No, no.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so now we will I will show you some basic syntax. So how we can create a list. So let's say we have a numbers, and I have put a assignment operator equal to, and then I have written 1 2 3 4 5 separated by a column inside a big bracket. Okay, so this is how you can define a list. Now, okay, so I told you that it is very versatile and it can also store different type of variables. So here is, you see, I have created a mixed list, and where the first element is integer, second is string, third one is a float, fourth one is a boolean, that means true or false, and sixth one is a list inside a list. So you can also do that. Now, now the thing is, okay, we know how we can make a list, but can we access the element that are inside the list? So, and if we can, then how? So answer is yes, and the way to do that is you have to write the list name, and inside a big bracket put the some number, and here it is 0. That means the index will start from here: 0, 1, 3.14, then true, then 6.678. So this is how the index start. Okay, so it means number 0 will give the output 1, and number mixed list. Okay, okay, for numbers it's 1, output 1, but for mixed list, at position 2 we have 3.4. So output will be 3.4. And I told you that you can modify the list. So how we can do that? So here it is. Number 1, numbers 1 is equal to 10. So it means that whatever the value was there at index 1 is now replaced with value 10. And if you try to print the modified list, so you will get the output 1, 10, 3, 4, 5. Now 2 has been replaced by 10. So this is how the basic things works in list. So okay, let me show you by creating a list. Okay, so you can see my spider screen. So let's say I am creating a list. Let's name it numbers, and we put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's print it. So when I run this program, you see the output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, if I want to access the element of the list, I can just put a big bracket, and inside that I can put the index of that element that I want to get. So I have put 0. That means the first element of this list will be uh, given by this number 0. Now, if I want to access the last element, I can just put 4. So I will get the last element that is at index 4 is 5. So I want to tell you one thing, guys. Like in list, the indexing starts at 0. Okay. Now, now I will modify the list that I have showed you. So let's do that. Okay. So let's modify this list. So if I do this numbers at, let's say, at index 2, and we want to replace it with something, let's say 13. Now let's print. Okay. Now first let's print the index 2. Okay. Then see what happens. Numbers 2. Then I will print it here. The same thing after replacing the its value. Okay, let's run it. So you see, first you get the output 3, then 13. That means at the index 2, the value was 3. But after writing this statement, means numbers 2 means second element is now replaced with 13. And so when you print numbers 2, means you are printing the third element is now replaced with the this value 13. So uh, I think I have made myself very clear here. Does anybody have any
Yes,
doubt?
sir.
Okay. So there are different functions in list that you can have, like these are built-in function. So like there is pop, so it just pops the thing that like you if you want to give some element in this, it will just give you the uh, it will just pop it out, and then the remaining list will be there. And this clear, this means that the list will be wiped out. Copy will create a copy of that list. Index mean it will give you the index of some number. Remove will remove something from the list. Extend, you can extend the list. Count, you can count some number like how many times it has occurred. You can append something in the list. You can insert something in the list. So how these things work? Like first you can see I have a list called my list where I have stored some values like 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Now first see this, how this pop things works. So it removes and returns the element at index 2. That means if I write like this, popped element equal to my list dot pop. So output will be 1, 2, 4, 3. Removes and returns the element at index 2. Okay. So let's check this. Like number dot pop. Let's say we want to pop that is something at 2 and store it in X. So okay, let's print this. So you see it's 3. And what if we print the numbers again? So you see now 3 has been popped out of the list, and the remaining element like 1, 2 and 4, 5 are there, and you can see the list has been modified now. Okay. Oh, sorry. You guys can't see my screen. Oh, sorry. Okay. So here you see I have created a numbers list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I popped at a element that is present at index 2. So here you give an argument that is index, and at that index the value is 3. So once you run this, it will pop the number that is present at this index means, and it will store it in variable x. So x will have value 3, and it pop it out and also remove it from the list. So now the list is modified. So numbers will have 1, 2, 4, and 5. 3 will get removed from there. So let's run this and check this. So here you can see it's 3, and then 1, 2, and 4, 5 are there. Now the list has been modified. Okay. So similarly, you can put my list dot clear. That means once you run this thing, so your list will be cleared and output will be nothing but empty list. So you can also create an empty list here. I can show you. So okay, first let's print the number dot clear, right? Okay, let's print this. Okay, so you can see some square bracket is there in the output, but there is nothing inside. So you can also so this is known as empty list and it has no element. So you can also create a list without any element. So and you can do that just simply write uh, square brackets and you are good to go. So once you run this, you will find out like this. So clear removes everything from the list and gives you an empty list. Now, if you want to count something, like how many times like three occurs. So in this now the list has been cleared. So if you want to count three, it will give you zero. Okay. Now there is something called appends and there is something called extend. So here you have elements 5, 6, 7, and you want to extend this list like the list is empty now and you want to extend this by 5, 6, 7. So you will write my list dot extend 5, 6, 7, and let's check this how we can do that. Okay, so my list is empty now. I have number dot extend and I have extended it. Now let's say I am writing here 5, 6, comma 7. So you see now the numbers is giving 5, 6, 7. That means it these values has been extended in the list. And if I have, let's say I have put it here 1, then let's see what happens. You see 1 comma 5, 6, 7. So that means this list value has now been extended. So this is what extend function do in list. And you can remove any specific element by writing my list dot remove. And I have written here 5. That means it will remove 5 from the list and give you the output. And similar way you can remove the returns the okay, you can index and you have to put some value here. So my list dot index and you if you put let's say 7, so it will give you the occurrence of that value, like it occurs only one time in the list. And similarly you can copy and all. You can check these functions by yourself in Python.
Sir,
Yes,
hello. Can you please explain that extend function?
extend function. Okay, so
Yes.
here you see, okay, I have my list and let's say I make it empty first. Okay, I have made this list empty. Let's run this. Whatever you are getting in output is just an empty list, right? Now I will put one here. I so in output you are getting one inside the list. Now I will put two here. So you are getting one and two. Now let's say I have used extend function here, number dot extend, and inside that I have passed a list one comma two comma let's say 4 comma 5 comma 6. So it will give you 1 2 4 5 6. It will extend the list at the end of that. Like after 1 2 it will append 4 5 6.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So we can check this also. What happens to this when we just write 4 5 6? What happens? Let's check this. So this gives error because it takes only one argument, and that argument whatever we are passing it's a list itself. So 4 5 6 is also a list, right? So that's why it gets appended at the end of the list. So extend function actually appends a list into a list. Did you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello, who was there? Okay, let's move on to append. Append function is very important. So I am going to show you how we can use append function inside the list. This was extend function, which was extending the list by using a list. But we can also append something. Let's say we want to append 5. So we just simply write number dot append, and you have to write the object, let's say 5, and it will append at the end of the list. So once you run this, you will get 1 to 5. But can you append something else? Like let's say I have a string str. So yes, this can be also appended. So it's not necessary that the same type of variable, same type of data structures are appended. You can append anything just using numbers append function. Okay. And the second thing I want to share is okay. So all these things you have to just go through it. You will understand it very easily once you start playing with these things. Okay. So here is the I have made some variable named my list, and so if you write my list dot append 6, so what it will do, it will append 1 2 3 4 5 and comma 6. So your output will be this. And if you press insert, like if you write insert my list dot insert 2 at 7, so what it is saying that index 2, and what will it will enter 7. So index 2 is what in this list. Now list has been modified and list is 1 2 3 4 5 6. At index 2 the value is 3. Now see, the value has been inserted at this, and the rest of the elements are there. Now if you do this my list dot remove 3, so what it will do, it will remove the first occurrence of 3, and that is at index number 3. And if you do my list dot sort, so what it will do, it will generate your list in ascending order, like 1 2 4 5 6 7. But this can also do the sorting in descending order, and let me tell you how. So let's say you have a list, let's say your value is equal to 10, 30, 50, 4, 1, 11, 7. So these are the value. Now if I print value dot sort. Okay, so if you do this, so your output will be okay. We have to store it somewhere. Let's say in X, and then we will print it. Oh, something happened. One, Okay, I will check this. Why it is not working?
Sir, once can you give that
So sort actually sort the values. I will check this and I will tell you later on why it is not working. Sorry. Okay.
Sir, value
So
dot sort.
can you anybody tell me what will be the answer for this following code? So here I have created a list
D is the right answer.
and
C, sir.
so it has values 52816 and now I'm trying to insert value 4 at index 3.
Sir,
So that means this is 0, this is index 1, this is index
A is the
2, this is
answer, sir.
index 3, and this is 4. So 4 will be inserted at the index 3, and that means my list will be 5, 2, 8, 4, 1, and 6. So the answer will be 5, 2, 8, 4, 1, 6. Can we check this? I have I have values like oh, sorry, 5, 2, 8, 1, 6. 5, 2, 8, 1, 6. Now I want to insert something, and that is I will insert 3 at I will insert at index 3 the value 4. Now let's print this. So you see that list is now been modified to 5 to 8, 4, 1, 6, and value 4 has been inserted at index 3. So you see 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So next question is what will be the output of the following code? My list, and that has 96372, and I have written my list dot sort and reverse is true. So if I put print my list, what will be the output?
B, sir.
sir,
Can
play
anybody
the
tell me?
B, sir, B.
Somebody else like
So can you display the question, sir?
yeah, Ramesh Sridharan, you want to ask something? Yeah, Boya, you want to ask something?
Sir, can you share that question again, sir? We cannot able to see that question only.
Okay, Ramesh Sridharan, do you want to ask something?
Yes, yes, sir. I have a question.
I can't hear you.
Sir, can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Okay, Uh,
Sir, can you hear me?
yeah, now I can hear you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Like extend, can we add more than one element using append?
No.
No, but it will add the list items in the end only, no, last only. At the
Uh,
end, it will add the content.
so what I understand what are you asking? You are asking if we can do something like this. Let me share you. Okay. You want to ask something like this, right? If I have a list equal to 2, 3, 4, and you want to ask like val dot append, and you want to do something like 1, and this we know, and print val. Okay, so if we do this, so what will happen? It will append 1 at the last. Now you want to ask something like if I press 2 here, comma 2, can it append?
Yes, yes, sir.
So
Like
it takes
extend.
only one argument. Okay, now let's do some trick here. Check. Let's say we want to append a list. Now,
Oh,
okay. Now see the difference. If we want to do this, this will be appended. I'm
okay,
very
okay,
sure. But
okay.
but you will see how it will be appended and why it is different from extend. Did you see?
List inside a list, it will be
Yeah.
inserted.
But
Okay,
if you change it to what was that extend, right?
okay, sir.
Now, what will happen? It is not a list anymore.
Oh, it will
Yeah. So that
insert
means,
as a separate member.
yeah, extend is concatenating two lists, right?
Okay, 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 sir.
But append is inserting that value to that position. That's
Okay,
it at the last.
okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. You are looking so beautiful.
Ha, thanks. But I think the appropriate word will be handsome.
Okay,
But
thank you.
okay.
Thank you for
Uh,
this session, sir.
Okay, so okay, next I will go to this one. Allow this sort was not working, right? I have some doubt why it is not working, but let's check this again in this Python code. So this is 96372. Okay, so I will I will try to put this code again in the Python and let's see what happens. So here I have a list, uh, and what is the that's the value. And the value inside that list is you guys know 96372. Okay, so let's put this 96 comma 3 comma 7 comma 2. Okay, now if you want to sort it, then we just write this val dot sort, and this should work. Yeah, now if I want to print what is value, and I will run this. So okay, last time I don't know what happened, but you see this time it is working. So 23679. It has been sorted from lowest to maximum value, right? It's ascending order. Now the question that I'm asking to you guys is like I have 96372, and if I write my list dot sort and reverse is equal to true, so then if I print my list, what will be the output?
Option B, sir.
Option
Option
B.
C. Option C.
Option A,
So
sir.
okay,
A, sir.
so it's a good one, huh?
A.
Option A, sir.
Option A. Most of you are saying option A, most of you are saying B, and some of you are saying option C. Right. So if we don't pass any argument inside this sort, then by default it will sort it from lowest to maximum value. But if you put reverse is equal to true, that means it will now sort from maximum to minimum value. And let's check this. Now, as you can see, if I run this code, it will sort it from 2, 3, 6, 7, 9, means minimum to maximum value. Now I put reverse equal to true. Okay. And now let's see what happens. So it's now 97632. That means the list has been sorted, but in reverse order. Okay. So the answer is now Meena R. Do you want to ask any question?
Yes, sir. So what if we want to add any number in between the list?
So I told you that you can do that, and you can do it by using a simple thing, and that is known as where it is index, right? So you do this. Uh,
But if the list is
so
going to be a bigger list, if we don't know the index correctly, then what will be the situations?
uh, if the list is going to be the bigger list and you want to add something, one second. First, let me show you where is that.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
maybe I can. I'm sharing my screen, right? Okay, you can see my pipe spider,
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah,
yes,
ID.
sir.
Okay, okay. So let's say I have a list. I have a value equal to 5, 6, and I want to append value not append. That should be insert thing, right? So I will put insert, and my index will be 1, 2. That means at last, and the value will be 7. So, and now I will print it. So print this value, and let's see what happens. So once I run this, so you see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the value has been inserted at the place index value 2, and that is 0, 1, 2. So 2 each at 6. So 7 will be inserted here, and 6 will be shifted to the right. Okay. So this way you
Okay.
can definitely add any value to any given index by using insert. Okay. So now your question, uh, Pawan.
So what if the list is going to be a bigger list, like some 100 numbers, and if I want to insert something in between the list, like if I know the index, yes, we can use this insert thing. If
Yes.
we don't know the index or something like that,
Okay. So then we might have a problem.
in that case,
Yes,
is there
because
any
you okay. So what are lists? Lists are actually some. So when you declare a variable, a memory block is associated with that
yes,
variable.
yes.
It's designated, and
Mm.
for that it stores some value. So you create list in the same way. So some memory block is associated to some number that you are writing in the list.
Okay,
So without any index, you don't know where to store. So
okay,
that will be difficult.
okay, sir, I get it.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, can somebody tell me the answer of question 3A? One second.
Sir, option A.
One second. One second. Yeah. Okay. So what is the answer? I have a list. I want to remove one. So
Sir,
Okay, then I will print the length of my list. So what it will be?
option A, sir.
Option A, sir.
Option A. Okay, and how many people are with option B? Anybody? Okay, Priyanshi Sukla, she's saying B. So remove. Okay, here one is occurring two times, right? So what does remove will do? Will it remove both one or just only the first one which is
Option
occurring at
D. First occurrence, sir.
Both
Sir,
B's.
option D,
Both
option
ones,
D.
sir.
both one? Okay, so let's check this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Both one will be removed.
Okay, so I have something, let's say value,
Sir, whether
and
it is a index value or the value, sir.
no. So remove just takes the value. It don't take the index value. It says just value.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So what I will do, I will create a list where something is repeated. Let's say 2, 4, 5, and okay, no. Let's take the same list. So 3141592, and let's write it. 31415 and 2. Okay, this is our list. Now let's put val dot remove and 1, and now let's print length of this list. So you know what is the length of this list here? It's it's 3 and 2 means 7 elements are there. So the length of this list initially is, let's print this and let's say this is 7. But when I remove one, what happens? Both we will see. You see, the initial length was 7, but once we removed one, now the length is 6. And if 6 is there, then what happened to our list? Let's print that also. Okay, so 3, 4, 1, 5, 9, 2. That means the first occurrence of 1 has been removed from the list, and later 1 is there, but it is there. So remove function only removes the first occurrence of the
Hello, boy. Reply in the chat.
uh, Pawan, do you have any problem? If you if you have any problem, you can ask me. Okay, now let's go to our question. Okay, so we know that the first occurrence will be removed and the length will be 6. And now let's go to question 3b. So what is the output of the following code? Can anybody tell me? If I am creating my list and that is empty.
Option D.
D, option D, sir.
Option D.
Okay, so what is sorry. Okay, so first I'm appending 2. That means in empty list, the first element will be appended, and that is 2. Then I will append 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, and that means a list will be appended inside a list, and then I will append banana, means a string, and string is also appended. So append function appends anything that comes here, but the argument should be 1, not 2. So the answer A and D are correct. Now, so loops, like you have known this before, I think from my previous class. So these are fundamental structures that control the flow of your program. So if you are using for loop, you have this syntax where I have told you about range and all the thing. So what I want to tell you, like using loop, you can actually print one. You can do many things. Like from 1 to 10, you can print whether the numbers that are coming between 1 to 10 they are odd or even number using if else condition inside a loop. So loops and conditionals go in this way. This way you can use loop, and inside that loop you can use conditionals. So here our target was to print even an odd number between 1 and 10. So we used loop and conditional both. So and how it is doing? So each time it is taking a number from 1 to I told you, I have told you, like last time, like range function, what it does, it takes the first value and it is the boundary. So it won't take this value. So it will take from 1 to 10, and what it will do, it will first it will take 1, and it now that is stored in number, means num. And if you want to and if satisfies like num modulo division by 2 equal to 0, that means 1 modulo division 2 means there is no remainder, means the remainder is 0, then it's a even number. But if the remainder is not 0, then it's odd number. So first remainder will be 1. So if condition is false, then else condition will be executed and 1 is an odd number will be printed. For 2, remainder will be 0. So it's an even number. So in this way, and so on, it goes up to 10. Okay. So here we are using a loop and conditionals like if and else to get the output from 1 to 10, and we are checking that if they are even numbers or odd numbers. Okay, so why I was showing this to you, there is some motivation behind it and you will get to know it later on. Okay, the question is how many times the fetch batch is printed if number 1 is 2 and number 2 is 3. So we are taking two inputs from user, and we have defined a range from 1 to 25. Okay, and what we are doing here, we are using conditionals, and conditionals are like we are checking the modulo division if it is equal to 0, and the modulo number 2 is equal to 0, then print fitbudge. Else if number is modulo division divided modulo division by number 1 equal to 0, print fitch. Else if modulo division divided by this number is 0, then it print budge. And else if all these three are not correct, then this will be printed. And what will be this string? It will print an string and the number. So I am asking like how many times each budge is printed. So
So
my
four
range,
times.
ah,
4 times, sir.
okay, 4 times. And how did you know that?
So the question is, sir, we have inputted 2 and 3, so it is printing out fees bus when it is both divisible by 2 and 3.
Yes,
So from the 3 table, we can see that we can get 6, 12, 18, and 24.
yes. So it will be 4. You understand the logic. I just
Bro,
want
Boya,
to,
reply.
Sir, who are those, sir?
uh, who is that?
Something Gunal or someone is saying my name, sir.
Gunal M, right? Gunal, do you have any question? I am going to kick you out from this meeting. You can't ask anybody a private reply, anything. Okay, that's enough. I'm removing you from this call. If you have any question, you ask me. Did you understand?
Sir, I can't understand this one. Can you please
No, no.
explain it again?
This Gunal M guy, do you understand? If you have any doubt, ask me. If you do this nonsense again, I will kick you out from this meeting. Okay, Said Jisan, you want to ask something?
యాడ్ పెట్టింది మెసేజ్ రాలేదే.
Okay, Kunal. So you will be removed this call. I will report this incident and you will not be able to join next time.
హలో సార్, హలో, కెన్ ఐ ఆడిబుల్?
Yeah, you are audible.
సార్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఐ వెంట్ టు రెస్ట్ రూమ్ సార్. మై ఫ్రెండ్స్ took my lap and they speak it. So sorry for
No,
this is
whatever you are doing, please be respectful. You are
okay,
okay.
okay,
I'm not going to give you any lectures, but if you do this now, I will report you and I will make sure that you will never join this meeting.
okay, okay, sorry sir.
Okay, if you want to ask any question, ask me. And
No,
please
no, no sir.
keep your microphone on.
Okay.
Okay, so sorry guys for this thing. Okay, Sai Jisan, you want to ask something, right?
Yes, sir. I can't understand this one. Can you please re-explain?
Okay, this Fizbaj logic you didn't understand.
Uh, yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Let us write. Let us do this. So I will share my entire screen and then say this. So what I'm saying, we have a number one that is two, and we have a number three that is number two that is three. Now for number in range 1 to 25, if number modulo division by number 1 equal to, this means it will divide the number by number 1 and check for the remainder, and it will check whether it is equal to 0 or not. And with this also, in the same condition, it will also check if the number is also divided by number 2 and its remainder is also 0. Then what it will do, it will print Fitch budge. Okay, if this is not true, then else if number percentage modulo divided by number 1 equal to 0, print Fitch. That means now, okay, so let's say I have a number 5. That is, if you divide it by 2, you will have remainder 1. If you divide by 3, you will have remainder what? 2. So this condition won't be true that time, right? And if the number, okay, so you understand the first condition, right? Now for second condition, it won't be true. So it will, okay. For 5, you understand first condition. I will explain this later on. Okay, I'll say, let's write this code. Number 2 equal to 0, then print budge. Then if both are not true, then just print the number, which number is not being divided by both. Okay. Okay, let's run this. Let's run this, see what happens. So we have a number one. Okay, number one comes here. It will take this num will take one. Then you will go here if in if condition. So what is here? One divided by two. So remainder will be one, and that is not equal to zero. And one will be divided by three, and remainder is what? One, and it is not equal to zero. So this first condition is false. Now it will go to second condition, and it is also false, and it will go to third condition, and it is also false, right? So what will be print? It will print that number. Okay, and that number is 1. Now the next number comes 2. So 2 will go here. So 2 modulo 2 is 0, and so 2 modulo 2 remainder is 0, and that is equal to 0. And 2 modulo 3 is 2. So this condition is false for 2. But this condition 2 modulo 2 is equal to 0 is true. Now this will be executed. So you get a fetch. Now for 3, the remainder will be 1 here, but the remainder will be 0 here. And similarly here the remainder will be 1, and the remainder will be 0 here. So the budge gets executed. Okay. Now for 4, this condition is false because 3 is there. So but this condition become true. So then fetch is printed. But for 5, what happens? Not this condition is true, not this is true, not this is true. So that number gets printed. Now comes the 6. For 6, what happens? 6 modulo by 2 is equal to 0, and 6 modulo 3 is also equal to 0. So Fibonacci gets printed. Okay, how many times it is printing here? So you count 6, 7, same thing happens. Then it's at 12, then at 18, then at 24. This happens. So did you get the logic?
Yes,
So
sir.
that's why the 4 answer is correct. So let's move on to next question. Does anybody have any doubt in this one?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so what the below code displays? We have for I in range 100, if I modulo 10 equal to 0, print I.
Sir, option
Option
B.
option B. So all numbers from 0 to 99 which are divisible by 10. This is what are you saying?
Yes,
Yes, sir,
sir.
option B.
Okay. Yes. Because it will take I told you range function works from uh, that whatever value is there at last, whatever value is there at last, it's just a wall, so it won't go to up to 100. And now let's check this. So if I have for I in range 100, so if I modulo 10 equal to 0, print I. Let's see. Okay, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Why 90? Because the last number was 99. And when you divide 99 by 10, the remainder is 9. So it does not print anything. This condition becomes false. So yes, this prints. Okay, now next question is, what is the output of the following statement? A list is, I have written hi, high first element, second is I, third is am, fourth is your, fifth is TA. Now for I in range 3, I want to print list and I have put it here. Then I have separated them by space and then I have put int equal to. You you guys know what does int equal to function does? I have told you in last class that whenever you type to write print, it just prints that statement and throws the cursor into next line. But when you write int equal to at the last of your print function, it what it does, it prints some value and put the cursor in that position at last. Does not go to next line. So based on this, can you guess the output?
Sir, option A.
Option is high I am.
Okay, so that means the range it is taking the value I will whatever the value I it will take 0, it will take 1, it will take 2, but it won't be taking 3, right? So at 0 we have high, at 1 we have I, at 2 we have am. So when we run this code, we get high I am in the
That's
same line.
yours.
No, no, it won't go to yours because whatever 0, 1, 2. So I in range 3 will only take 0, 1, 2 values. It
Yes.
won't go to 3. Maybe
Option
I
A.
can show you. Yes, option A correct, but let's go for somebody has confusion. So let we have a list and here I have written. Okay, I, comma, I am, comma, your, comma, TA, and then I will close this and then I will print. Okay, so we have to look for I, mm, three, print, list, and then we will give some index I. Then I will put a space here. Then I will put int equal to and this function. So now what happens when I run this? I will run hi I am. Okay. So okay, somebody has this doubt now. Why is it not printing your? So let's print I also. What and check this what happens to I. So each time this okay. So okay. So what is happening now? You guys understand. So I have written a print statement without int equal to, right? So it will print 0 and then it will print this high and this put the cursor in the same line. But when next time this loops gets executed, the I value, uh, so I1 is printed in the same line, but now it will throw the cursor in the next line. Okay, so this thing then again this thing. Okay, so what I'm trying to say that I is only taking 0, 1, and 2, not the 3. So I does not go up to the boundary. It just it goes up to the boundary, but it does not consider the boundary. So hi I am will be this output. Okay, so now there is a random library in Python. So here what my motivation was this, like you guys know that we can use a for loop to get the elements from a list by this way where by iterating over I. So this is what I want to convey to you guys. Okay. Next, I will be talking about random library in Python. So there is a random library in Python. So it does many things like you can have a random number between you can use random.random. So it will print a random float between 0 to 1. You can use random integer, which will print a random integer, random using random or radint. There is random dot shuffle. So what does it randomly shuffle the element of your list? There is random dot element, random dot choice. So it randomly selects one element from your sequence. There is random dot sample. So what it will do, it randomly it takes a sequence and some number, and it will sample some randomly some numbers from that sequence, and which those numbers limit will be defined by this number. And similarly, there is no random dot rand range, where you can have random numbers which can change with respect to. So these are some things inside this random library. So these libraries are inbuilt inside this Python. So you don't have to do anything. You just import it, and then you start using these functions. So let's do this. Predict the output of the following. Import random. X is equal to random dot random int. And I have
Option
written 1 to
Option
15.
D.
option D.
Option D.
Okay. So again, here I want to say something about this using random dot random int. So here, whatever the values are written inside the bracket, they are inclusive. But in range function, the last value was there. It was not inclusive. Right? 3 I have written. So it was going only from 0, 1 to 2, not to 3. But here it will include that also. So with this, what happens to this? The value 15, the value 1, the value will, an error will occur, a random integer between 1 and 5, 15 will be there. So let's have a look. So if I have import random, so what it will do? And x is equal to, I have written random dot random int, and what I will do, I will print what happens, print x. So the random value is now stored in x. Now when we run this, let's see what happens. So each time I run this, I will run it once. So it is giving 6. Now I will run it again, it is giving 5. Now I will run it again, it is giving 9, 11, 1. You can see it's 1 here. So it is also including the minimum limit. Now we'll do again. It's 12, 17, 1, 14, 88, 6, 14, 4, 13. I want to check whether it will give us 15 or not in this limited time. Okay, it's giving 14, 14, 14. What are the odds we get 1 by 15, right? Yeah, here we got the 15 also. Okay, so it will give you both. Okay, so I told you guys about something called these libraries, but uh, okay, Boya, do you want to ask something?
Yes, sir. Sir, my question is like import, how to, like import and define.
Yeah,
Can you give some clarity about this, sir? Like
okay.
we
So
can.
yes, I'm doing the same thing. So what import does actually, till now you guys have seen, oh, I was assigning a variable x is equal to some value, then I was using for loop, then I was doing something. Did you guys understand what the for loop was? Okay, for loop, what it was doing? Did you understand what the range function was?
Yes, sir.
So what it was doing? Range. It I was giving some input to that range function, and it was giving based on that input some number, right? So range was also a function. What is was taking? It was taking either one argument or two argument. Okay, it can also take, I think, three arguments. So range is a function. But how we can these are inbuilt functions. But how we can define our own function? Like for loop is also an inbuilt function. Print is also inbuilt function. So print, what it does, you pass some argument and you write print. So it will display the value to your output wherever uh, it will display the output in the output pane. But can we define something like that, something similar to that function? So we can also define our own functions, and this is what I am going to talk about. So here we can define in Python, we can define our own function, or in any programming language, you can define your own function. So function is a word, is a reusable block of code that performs a specific task or set of tasks, and functions are designed to be modular and allow you to break down a program into smaller and more manageable pieces. So if let's say if you are writing 10 lines of code, you can just scroll up and you can see, oh, what is happening in the line 2 or 3. But let's say you are writing such a long code, let's say 200 and 300 lines of code. Then you can't go scroll up and go there and check, oh, this is what this thing is doing. So that time you can define your functions, and how to do that, I will show you. So function, you can reuse, it performs a specific task, it's very manageable. You can define functions like very small functions, and write your entire program in using very small functions, and it will be like easy to understand. So all these things are, that's what manageable means. Now how to define a function. So function as a syntax like def, and a name like add numbers, and arguments like you have to give some arguments or parameters like a comma b, and then you can define a variable inside a function like result a equal to and a plus b, and you have the keyword return, and that returns this value. So a function has a name, a parameter, a body. Body means whatever you are writing inside that def parameter, and then return value. And the return value is optionally Python. So here, what is done here? It's a def greet name and then a colon. Similarly, similar to this, like this colon is used for indentation, and then you write print hello. Then you are concatenating a string. This name is a string, so it's name, then plus, then is exclamation mark. Now this is how you define a function. Now you have defined the function. Now how you are going to call it? So you are going to call it like this. You write the function name, that is greet, and inside that you put the parameter value, that is name, and your name is Alice. So what it will do? It once you run this, it will print hello plus your name, that means Alice, then plus exclamation mark. Okay, so
Hello.
this is how a function works. Yes.
Sir, what does return result do?
So return, if you want to return some value, otherwise it's not necessary in Python. It's optional. Like in C
Okay,
and
sir.
I think other languages, it's not optional, but here it's optional.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so let me demonstrate this one, what how it will work. So it will be easier for you guys to understand. Okay, let's define def greet, and then I will put a name, then I will put a colon, and then what once I press this enter, it automatically gives us four indentation. Okay, they once
Sir,
you
we
see.
can see the screen, sir.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Okay, so I put greet name. So once I enter this, you see automatically it gives us four spaces. So one, okay. 4 spaces. Like this is the syntax that it uses. So if I delete this, see, I press this tab is by one time, it goes here, two times here, three times here, four times here. So it's the indentation that is uses automatically. And if I don't put colon, I enter. Okay, colon is being put in automatically by this spider because it's very intelligent. It suggests you whether it's wrong or not. So if you don't put colon, it will be wrong. Then okay, now let's write the print. What it will print? Hello, and then it will print. It will concatenate the name, and then it will print this exclamation mark here. And now what it will give this? Okay, now our function has been defined. I can run this. Nothing will be there. Nothing. Okay, nothing in the output. Now I want to call this function. So I want to call greet, and I want to call, let's say, bin2. So if I run this, bin2 parameter goes to, so it this what it does. This searches for greet. Okay, greet is here, and now what does greet do? It takes an argument, and argument is name, and where name is used between here, where it is used hello plus an exclamation mark. So okay, so it looks for a argument name, and I have provided that as bin2. Now what it will do? It will print hello plus bin2 plus exclamation mark. Okay, what happens if I remove this? Means there is no function defined. I run this, I get an error. Greet is not defined. Okay, so first you have to define the function, then use it. And what happens if I do like this? I write greet bin2 on top and define the function in bottom. Okay, greet is not defined because I already told you that Python goes line by line. So first it will check for greet, and greet is not there. Greet is below that. uh, when it is called, so it has to be defined beforehand. Otherwise, it will give you an error. Okay. So with this function ends here. Okay. Uh, and somebody asked me how import function works, right? Maybe we can see that. Let's do this. I can show you that. Here. Okay. Let's save this one. Let's save this one as. I'm trying. I don't know whether on this time limit I can do, but let's save this as greet. Okay. Now create a new file. Can I import this one? Import greet. Greet. No. Okay. We'll check again. If I import greet and then call for greet and I pass argument, and that is name. Let's see what Sorry guys, I think I'm forgetting something, but in the next session I will tell you how why this import function works and how it works. And can we call import function for our functions only, like we have defined that function? It actually does. I will show you next class. So
Okay, sir.
actually import functions is importing some function that are already there written. So we can also write our own function and we can also import them. Okay. So I think Boya was asking why this import function is how it works. So actually, it just import the functions which are written already and just use them for our ease and convenience. Okay.
Okay,
So yeah,
sir.
predict the output of following. So I'm importing a function random. Then what I'm doing, I'm generating a generate random sequence, and I'm giving some argument length. And it what it is returning? It returning random dot random int and how many times? For I in range length. So if I'm saying okay, so what the following code in snippet do? I have a sequence and I okay, so it will return something. So I'm calling a generate random sequence function. Okay, and it is returning something, and that returning thing is being stored in sequence, and it needed a length, and that I have given 10. So what it will do? It will go here. It will once I call this, it will go in this def function, and it will pass the argument to this for loop in this length function. And what it will do? It will run this 10 times, and the output is being stored in a list. You see this one, the square bracket. So it's just a different way of writing this thing to store something in a list. And once it does that, so then there is a function called sum. And what it does, it just sums all the numbers that are present in the list. And then there is a function called len. And what it does, just gives the length of the list. So it divides and it prints the result. So based on this, if you have understood, so what will be the output?
Option
Option
A,
A,
sir.
sir.
Option
Option
D,
D,
sir.
sir.
Option A and D. I think people are now confused. I have told you all that this random int function, it takes care of both. It is inclusive, means it takes care of 0 and 10 also. So read that options again. I will
Option
do.
A.
Okay, Basavi, I will show this in Python. I will do this. Option what?
Option A. Option A.
Yes. So option is correct because it will take for this one. So let us do this. Let us import generate. Okay, import random, and then I will define a function called gen random sequence, and I will give some length to this. And what it will do? It will do what? It will run a for loop for I in range length, and then what it will do? Okay, I will create an empty list x. Let's say x is equal to an empty list. Then what it will do? It will
Hello, sir. We
yes.
can see the screen.
Oh, thanks, thanks for reminding. Uh, Sorry. Okay. Can you see my screen now? So whatever was there, I'm writing it in a some simple syntax that you guys can understand. So it will append. Okay. Now let's create y is equal to random dot random int, and that is between what? 0 to 10. Okay. Now what? It's between 0 to 10, right? Hmm. Now what it will do? It will we will ask it to ask x dot append, and our object will be y. And then once it is all done, it will come out of the for loop, and then we'll ask it to return the list. So whatever was there, it's the same thing. But this one, I think you guys can understand easily. So now I will store that value in sequence, and I will call this gen random function. I will pass 10, and then I will abj. I will take the average, and I will call sum function. I will sum the whatever the value is inside the sequence, and I will also call length function, and we will do this. Now I will print the sequence, and also I will print the average value. Okay, now let's run this. Okay, so here it is. We have a sequence 8, 10, 4, 5, 5. Means it's I think it should be 10 times, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the sum is what? 18, 22, 32, 30, 39, 40, 45, 49. And 49 divided by 10 is 4.9. Okay? So did you guys understand how it works? What I was asking in the previous code.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's all the same thing. I have already told you, but here I am using something you can use. Okay, now you can define a function. Inside that you can create your own variables and do something, and then return your variable whatever, and you take some argument like length, and you do something. So it's fun to play with this. Not now we can also sum from 1 to 10. Just replace y with I. What it will do? It will it will it will sum to I. Like I have given 10, so it will sum from 0 to 9. Okay, 0 to 9 is what? Uh, from n to 1. So what is there? N is your 10, and it is from 0 to 9. So that will be around 45, and divided by 10 is 4.5. So you understand how function works, how for loop works, how this append and all these things, how return works. You can't return it multiple times here. So it's a bit absurd to return something. So it actually now it's start returning a list. Okay, let's print sequence here. What is it returning here? Then if I print sequence, what it will do? So it's an empty list because X is already been returned. Now you can't return it. So you have to write it outside the loop. Okay, because you are appending some value each time, and once this all these things executed, then this line gets executed. Now once you do this, you will have this thing, and then you will in sequence won't be empty, and it will return all the appended values, and then it do the sum, and then it will do the average. Does anybody have any doubt? Okay. And what it will do here? So given a variable word which is string, which no letter is repeated, what does the following code snippet do? So I will import a random, I will ask for a word, and then what I will do, I will create an empty list, and my variable total is 1. So what I'm doing here, for I in range 1 to length of word plus 1, total is equal to total into I. So total is getting multiplied by the length of this word. That's it. And when I do this, means okay, so once this loop runs, it's 1, total is 1, then again it will be 2, then 3, uh, then it will be 2, and then it will be multiplied with 2, and then okay, first this loop runs, I have 1, so total will be total, means 1 into 1 will it will be stored in total, and that will be 1. Next time the loop will run, I will be 2, then total will be 2. The next time this loop will run, the I will be 3, but total is 2, so total will be 6. So it's kind of a factorial thing. But okay, so what it will do without,
Option C, sir.
and so okay, now next what is this? When length is less than total, so while it is true, because okay, so length, it's an empty list, and its length will be 0. So it is less than total, and condition is true, so it will run. And what it will do? It will sample. And I told you how the sample works. Sample just take a value from this sequence, and sequence is what? Our string. And then how many values it will take? It will depend on the uh, number that we have passed, and that number is length of word. Means it will take all the values, and it will jumble up and then join it. So once we do this L dot append, so it will append this jumbled word into this list, and then this will do for each in L, means that each element that we have appended here, it will be printed. And also I will print total, so match this. But what it will be do eventually? It keep printing the jumbled word in infinite loop, shows all jumbled words, forms of the word where some forms might be repeated, shows some jumbled forms of the word where some forms might be repeated as well. Here, see the all and some. So and so this is the difference in these two. So the all unique jumbled forms of the word, including the original word as well. So it's a random sampling. So it might sample the same thing again and again. And it is even also possible that it won't be sampling all the words. So it will only sample some words because we are not doing anything. It's just a random thing. So same thing can come 10 times. But so all words sampling is not possible. So it will sample some jumbled words and repeat it. And what is the output of the following? So here I am defining a recursive sum. If n is equal to 1, it will return 1. Else it will return n plus recursive sum. Okay. So what is happening here? A function is getting called inside a function. And when you do this kind of thing, like you are calling a function inside a function, then you should have a condition where this all stops. So what the trick we have used here, like if n is equal to 1, it will return 1. Okay, that means once n is here, and let's say I have entered 2, so 2,
Sir, it's a factorial, I guess.
no, it's not factorial. Factorial is have been multiplication. It's just sum. It's a recursive sum.
Maybe 15, sir.
Yeah, 59. Yeah. So let's check this one. I will share my screen. So define a recursive sum. and what will be take in n, and what will be do is compare it n equal to 1, then what it will do, if n is equal to, it will return 1, otherwise else what it will do, it will return n plus return n minus 1. Okay, so let me tell you what this function is doing. If I put n is equal to 2 here, it will compare.
Function call is wrong. Return n plus reg sum of n
Oh,
minus
sorry. Sorry. This should be sum, recurrence sum. Okay. So what is it doing? It is taking two. Let's say I'm giving 2 here. So it will compare. It's not equal to 2. So this condition is false. It will go here. Okay. So what it will do? It will return what? 2 and then this thing. And then what it will do? It will subtract 1 from this function. So that means 2 minus 1 is what? 1. Then 1 is passed here. It will compare. Oh, n is equal to 1. That means 1 is equal to 1. It will return 1. Now 1 is returned. Okay. So one copy of this function is here and one copy is here. So this will return 1 and it is returning here n is equal to 2. So that means it will return up to 3, right? If I pass 1 here. Okay, let's check this. Call, let's say x, rexon. I have given 2 and then I will print it. So what will happen here? It's 3. Did you understand how it is working? And okay, so it will give 1 now. Again, the 1 will be passed here. Uh, okay, again this okay, so it now function will stop here, right? Because n is equal to 1 and it has been written. So this is how I'm trying so that this loop does not run in a infinite times. If somehow you will write this plus 1 and do something, recursion maximum recursion depth exceeded. Do you understand? It is not terminating because n is getting increased each time. So do be careful when you are calling a function inside a function. So make sure it terminates. And for that question, it was 5. So let's check this. What will be the output is 15. So you can also create something like factorial also, but it's a recursive sum, so it's 15. And can we do a factorial? You can see my screen, right? If I multiply it somehow, then what will happen? 5 factorial is what?
120.
120. It's 120. So you understand now how it is working. It's 120,
Sir,
right?
can you explain once more, sir?
Okay, let's first do what someone like I have pictured to. I will pass 2 here. So okay, now what will happen? It's giving us 3, right? How it is giving us 3? First 2 goes here. We are calling this function rexsum with 2. 2 goes here. It compares. Oh, 2 is not equal to 1. So it goes, if this is false, this won't run. Then it goes to else. Else condition says return 2 plus recurrent. Hello, can you guys hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir. Now we
Okay.
can hear you.
Yeah, I was disconnected for a moment. Okay. What it's saying? It is saying that okay. So I was saying like when I call this function, this 2 goes here. Then what it does, it compares 2 with 1. Then 2 is not equal to 1. That means it will go to else condition, and else condition will return 2 plus that recurrent sum function. Okay, this function has not returned yet, and this function has been called again with argument n minus 1. N minus 1 means 2 minus 1 means rec sum 1. Okay, and what happens when rec sum is 1? So it will go here, 1 will come here, and it will do what? It will call, it will check, oh, 1 is equal to 1, and return just 1, and it won't go here this time, right? It won't go to else condition. So what will do, it will return 2, and here it is 1 is returned, so total is 2 plus 1, and the whole thing stops. So did you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what the good exercise will be to print the factorials, and the factorial of 0 is 1. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so uh, if I do here, like I showed you guys, na, like I did this one n into this rec sum 1, but it was just behaving like a factorial function, because 5 has 120 5 factorial is 120, and 4 is uh, this 24, right? And 3 is 12. So okay, now you see it's not actually factorial, it's something else. It's not behaving like a factorial function. It is behaving like a factorial function for values above uh, it for values above like 1, right? 1 for 2, for 2 it should be 2, right? Okay, it's factorial function. But is this a true factorial function? Let's check this. If I put 0, this should give me a 1 as output, because factorial of 0 is 1. It's the maximum recursion depth exceeds, it's giving some error. So who has asked me this question, how it is working? Please create a please try to do this exercise where you can generate factorial from 0 to any number, any positive integer. Please write that function. So you will understand what this recursion truly means.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So let's okay. And I will go to file handling. So okay. So there is a file handling thing involves using opening, reading, writing, and closing. So open is used to open a file, and you have to specify a mode. It will be an argument like R, W, or A, and it has certain thing like R for reading, W for writing, A for appending. And reading from file is done using read line, or read lines. So it will read a one keyword. It will read all the file. It will read lines. It will read multiple lines. And writing is also accomplished using write and write lines. So this all these things information can be found here, like this documentation of this Python library files.html. So here I have summarized what does this file handling do. It reads read line, and read line it has to be closed after you have done something. You can write, and you can open using open function. And there is a with statement. You can use with statement to automatically handle the file closure. So all these things are there. I hope you have been through the lecture. So I will be in a bit hurry here. So I will show some syntax that are related to file handling. So let's say I want to have a file called file name file.txt. So if there is already a file name file.txt, it will overwrite it. That means it will whatever the data is there inside that file.txt, it will be erased and it is opened in the writing mode. So you can use f.write and let's say I'm writing here, I'm writing this into a file and then I close it. So you can create a file in this way and you can write it and you can close it. And creating a file naming file.txt. So what you will open a file in read mode. Now this time I'm opening it in a read mode. So once I print f.read line, so it will read this line and then it will close. Okay, and read. Okay, this one does the reading and this one file.txt.read. So x is f.read for I in x, print I. So close. So what it will do? It will read all the things that are there in this file and it will store it in a string. So f.read automatically returns everything into a list and that list is type of a string and you can iterate through the list. So I will show you this very quickly. So let's say I don't have any file now. I want to open. Uh, I want to I want to open some files. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so here it is. So let's say I'm defining f as then I'm using open. Then I'm writing let's say uh, file.txt. Txt is the extension type of the file. I'm writing it in a writing mode. So this has to be done. Now I will write f.write using this, and I will write hello world. Then I will close it f.close. So it will close the file. Once I run this, so there will be in this directory a file has been created. So okay, if I can go here, I can. Go. You guys are seeing my screen, right? Hello.
Yes, sir, we can see.
So here a file.txt has been created and hello world has been written, right? Now what I will do, so this one you have seen like file dot created and this one is not it. Okay, now what happens when I don't write, I write hello. You know that there is a file named file.txt this time, right? And when I write file dot f dot write, what happens? Let's see this. Okay, where is the file? File is here. Now open this time. Oh, hello is there. So that means whatever was there was erased and hello was written on that. So you understand this? Now can we read it? F dot read. Please see this. We have opened it in the writing mode, but can we read it? Let's run this. F not readable because we have opened it in a writing mode. We change this mode to read. What happens? Okay, you have to. It will return something, and you have to store it. Now it is returning a X, and let's say what is the let's print what is the type of that X. Print type of X.
String.
So once I run this, it is saying it's a class str, right? So it's returning an string. So okay, now let's print this string, print X. So it's okay. Where is our file? Oh, it's empty because I think I we have ran it in blank mode. So first let's write something.
You
Okay.
can write there and say.
Yeah, just write it. F dot write. No. If you okay, you can't do this also. Like if you have opened it in a read mode, you have opened it in read mode, you can't write. It will give you an error. You have to open it in a write mode. You open it in a write mode and then you write something. Hello, space, and then you run this. So it will be now it is stored. Now we want to read it. So what we will do, we will assign a variable and then read whatever is there, and then we will print. So it's saying hello. Okay. So you guys understand the basics of file reading and writing. Now with this, I will share this next thing. So you understand, and you can actually print all these things using for loop. So this question is, assuming there is file named file.txt on my computer, what does the following code do? With open file.txt in write mode as f. So means like I'm opening a file.txt as f. So print f.read, f.write, here I'm writing, and f.close. So what it will do? There are four options. Create a file name txt, and say I'm writing on it, shows an error because file does not exist, or shows an error because file is opened in reading mode, none of the above.
None
Option
of the
A.
above.
Option what? A. Most of people are saying A. No. You see, it's opening in writing mode, so it, it won't
Option
read.
C.
It will give you error. And because file is not opened in a reading mode. I just told you. What is the output of the following code? With open file.txt as a writing mode, as a file.write this 10101 file.close. Okay. So what does it will do? It will open a file name as a file.txt as a file, and it will write in that file 10101, and then it will close that file. Then what we are doing again, we are opening that file in a reading mode, okay, and we are storing whatever coming from that in a list. And then what we are doing, we have a variable summation is equal to 0 in sum l, sum the list, and for each in a list, sum is equal to sum l is equal to sum l plus int, because I told you that whatever is returned from the file.read is a string, and you for summing it you have to change it to the integer using int function, then print sum l and then file.close. So what it will give us as output?
3, sir.
So how many guys are thinking three? Yeah, Kamala Malhar and Nagamani Karnik. So you are both are thinking three. Yes. So you understand the logic behind it, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that whatever you get out from file.read is a string, and that string you have to change it to integer using int function, and because it's a string, you can iterate through that string using for loop. So this is the basic thing I want to convey here. And also with that, I want to say that if you want to write, open the file in write mode. If you want to read, open the file in read mode. And there is also one thing you can also do. There is R plus mode. That is for reading and writing, but R plus mode is for reading and writing, and for the condition is that file should exist. Matlab means that file has to be there before opening in this mode. So I would suggest you guys to go and read about R plus mode, how it works. It's already there. Okay, you can lower your hands if you don't have any question. Avisankar Maitra and Nagamani Karli. Aviskar, sorry. Okay, our next question is this. So what does the following code will do? We have created an expense list. So let's say I'm traveling somewhere. I want to calculate how much I have spent there, how much money. So I have created a list and I am taking input, get the number of expenses from the user. Like I'm let's say I have spent money 10 times, so I will give it some number 10. Then what I will do, it's a number, so I will put in a range function, so it will give us from 0 to that number. So what I will do, I will each time I will ask from user put your money spent. So it will store it in expense and expense is now appended in expenses here in the empty list. So our total expenses will be sum of expenses and average expenses will be total expenses but be divided by the number of expenses. So number is how many times I have spent it, and expenses is how much I have spent it. So total expenses is that. So it's the average. So I'm displaying this total expenses plus average expenses. So their options are take a list of a number as an input, compute the sum of the numbers, and print the sum along with the average. Takes the count of the elements, computes the sum of the elements, and the print sum along with average. Takes a list of number as an input, compute the average of the numbers, and print the average along with the sum. None of the above. So, what do you guys think? What I'm doing here? Take a list of number as an input.
I think yes, sir.
A. So, what I'm taking input, I'm taking for I like for I in range number of expenses. So I'm taking input str I plus one means I is just like for the first iteration, like for the first time you are entering this much money. So no, I'm not taking a list. I'm taking just a number and I'm appending it to the list. Okay, did you understand? Otherwise, I must have this code somewhere here with
Yes,
me.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, here I can show you. Okay, I will show you. Stop printing. Then I will go to entire screen mode. Oh, okay, here you can see my screen, right? Okay, here you see I have this thing written. Now once I run this, what happens? It is asking me how many times I have spent. And let's say I have spent 5 times. So it is saying now five comes here and then I is equal to 0. So it's asking str 0 plus 1 is 1 and then it's appending because it's a string. So it will give us enter 0 plus 1 means 1 is also a string, change it by this string function dollar. So I'm saying like 1, I've spent 1 for first time, then for the second time I've spent 2 and third time 3 and fourth time 4 and then 5 times 5 and now it will close. So it is saying total expenses that I have done is 15, average is expense is 3. So so which option is correct is here. So B. Okay. Okay. Now this question is very important. So I have shown you guys like how to use sort function, right? It was what? It was inbuilt function in Python. But somebody asked you like without using any inbuilt function, if you want to sort in a list, how you are going to do that? So this method that I'm showing you right now, it's called bubble sort, and what it does, takes a list and then takes an element from that list, the first element, okay, and then again it goes from 0 to length of that list and less than that. So what it does, it now marks j is what? 10, and it compares the next mark, that's the 30. Marks j plus 1 is 30 because you know the indexing how it works. So j for the first time I will be 0, j will be 0. Okay, so j will run. Now j will continue to run from it will be 0, it will be 1, it will compare. Oh, 10 is greater than 30. If this is true, then what it will do? It will do marks j value would be replaced by marks j plus 1, and that is 30. Means that if it is greater than this marks j, so it should be replaced, and otherwise it won't do anything. So marks j plus 1 value is now replaced by marks j, and marks j value is replaced by lesser value. So in this way it goes, takes each element and compares it with other elements in the list, and then again for other element it takes all the, it compares it with others and just switches their position, and in this way it does the sorting. So it's just a sorting algorithm. So what do you guys think, what will be the answer?
C, sir.
See, 10, 14,
Option
16,
C.
30. Yeah. So I think in your assignment there has been some question where you don't have to use any inbuilt function, right? And they have asked you to sort. Have you been through the assignment? So this one you can use. Means this is the one of the way you can sort it without using any inbuilt function. Option C is correct. Okay. So thank you all for the guys being here. I want to acknowledge Professor Sudarshan from IIT Ropar, NPTEL team, PMRF team, Department of Physics, IIT Kanpur, who has given me this opportunity to interact with you guys. So if you guys have any question, you can ask me. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, okay. So do you have any question? Uh, Sir, the exam for this course will be objective MCQ based or subjective? I think it's subjective or and MCQ based both, but you have to check it on the website. I think okay. Do do anybody want to ask any question? Does anybody have any question?
No, sir.
Week 2 assignment 3 problem solving. Can you explain?
Uh, I can problem what?
Week 2 assignment 2 problem solving. Assignment 3.
Week two, right? Week two assignment
Problem solving assignment 3.
programming assignment.
Programming assignment. Sorry.
Okay. Accept a string, you take it to determine the input is valid, password or not. For a string to be valid, password, it must satisfy all the condition given below. It should not have a, it should have at least 8 and 30 and at most 32 characters. It should start with an uppercase or lowercase letter. It should not have any of these this sign. It should not have any spaces. So what's the problem here?
Sir, solution of the problem. Can you explain? I didn't get.
Okay, so here they are taking some input and they have created a variable, and the variable they have assigned it false, and then they are checking this first condition whether the length of that input they have taken is between 8 and 32. So that's what they have written. It should be greater than 8 or equal to, but less than 32. If it is true, then it should start with an uppercase or lowercase letter. That means it should not start with a uh, something like 1, 2, 3, 4 or what. So for that, what they have done, if A is less than PW0, or it's okay. So here you might be getting confused what is string A and how it is compared with this PW0 or Z just one, right? Or this A string
Yes.
this one. So
Yes.
what I would say, go and check what are the what I don't okay, one second. If you are seeing this tab, you can see this tab and check for A. Okay, you see here. So actually, it's all these things. Like A has this 1010 value, 1010, these things. B has this one. So, okay, somewhere this could be there. No, 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 okay, this one. Actually, I'm forgetting that. But what I'm trying to say is this A, small a, and capital A, they both have different values. And I don't recall that term correctly. I will show you in next class. What does it mean? So,
ASCII value, sir.
yeah, sorry, ASCII value. So not hexadecimal. Yeah, ASCII code. Yes, ASCII code. Thanks. So you see, it's A 065. It's ASCII code 066, 067, 068, and it is increasing. So that's why here in this that's why here in this one he was able to put this equal to or greater than sign, and I will show you why it is so. So uh, let me go to this. Here you see at H097, B098, and all the way up to 112, and capital is starting from 065 to 090. Okay, you understand? So
Yes, sir.
here is the ASCII value is being compared. Okay, and then again
Okay.
then if this is true, then this will go to this one, and then it will print value. So you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, guys.
Okay.
So
Thank you, sir.
okay, does anybody have any question? Feel free to ask. Sir, I'm actually did not do the classes before exams in my college and did not send assignment. Can I continue now? I think you can continue because they don't take care of all the assignments. They take care of around 12, so 10 or 10 or 8 assignments. You can check it on the website. It's there. So you can continue. So there is has been no loss. And I think the deadline for assignment 2 has not been passed yet, right? What do you know? Or, or it's passed?
No, sir. For assignment 2, it's passed.
Okay. So, but you can continue. I think they don't take care of all the assignments. They take care of. Okay. So, with this, if anybody have any question, they can ask. Otherwise, I'm going to stop this session here. Thank you, all of you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
See you in the next session.